Welcome to another video on smart architectural programming. And in today's video, we'll be going over another blind 75 problem, particularly the linked list group among blind 75 problems. So today's problem is focusing around the merging of two lists. And now I would like you to pay a little bit attention to what I say here right now. This particular problem is different than the merging problem that we did previously, because this merging problem involves merging under certain parameters and under certain rules and certain conditions, and our merging process must follow those rules and conditions for it to make any for this problem, for us to be able to solve this problem in any meaningful way. So first, let's explain exactly what this problem wants us to do in the merging process. So given this example, basically what we need to do here, let me use my yellow color here. So what we need to do is we need to merge these three lists that you see that are in yellow, in purple, in magenta, and the third one being in let's say green. So you see these three lists, right? All each earmarked with a different color surrounding it. We need to merge these three lists into this output over here, basically. Let me correct that. So basically these three lists in this variable of input must be converted to the list that you see here below you. So that is basically ultimately what we need to do in this particular problem. But there's a certain process on how we went about doing this. So you'll notice that it's not just merging lists like we have 1 to 4 right here at the start. We had numbers 1 to 4. Let me add a comma in between them, and then we have 1, 3, 5, so on and so forth. I think you're seeing the pattern here. We just didn't merge lists like this regardless of their value. The important element to this merging process was if we had 1 in list number 1, it was brought over here and merged here, right? And then we didn't went to 2 over here. Instead, we went to 1 in the second list and brought it next, because it was the next value that was the smallest, right? Similarly, we looked around, we didn't find any other further 1. Then we went back to the start, found 2. So we need to merge these lists according to basically we need to merge these lists in a way that they are during the merging process, they're also sorted properly, basically, during that process, right? So that is the challenge in the merging of the lists in this particular process, basically. And we're going to leverage we're going to solve this problem keeping in mind that these lists are linked lists. These are not normal lists, these are linked lists that we're dealing with. So given that, potentially a solution to this problem could be there are actually many solutions to this problem. The one involving heaps is quite complicated, so I wouldn't be focusing on that particular solution, because we have better solutions and other solutions that help us bridge the conceptual knowledge or the conceptual logic we need to solve this problem. So we'll move with less efficient solutions first and bridge into the most efficient solution that we have. So given that we have a list of values 1, keep in mind these circles are representing nodes, and every linked list of 0 is nodes, collection of nodes adjoining themselves. So we have 2, we have 3, and we have 4. Give me a second. Given that we have these values, basically, how would we merge them? So given these values, basically, the first process for us to do this would be we bring in 1 and 2 together, right? See if it makes sense, and we realize it does. So basically what we do here is that we join these together, like they are in appropriate order, right? Once that's done, then whatever we identified from here, this is brought down and merged with the next element on the list, basically, right? So we have these two coming in. So we have 1 and 2. and 3 being merged together next. So with that, we bring in this here again. So we have 1, 2, and then we have 3, right? We have merged this together as well. But our list isn't complete. We have one more element in the list. So we bring this one down as well. Bring it down enough here. We bring this one here. And once we join these two together, I think we're done with all particular elements in the list. So we can combine them, and that is basically the order that we wanted with our list, basically, right? So that is one process you can go about merging this list, right? But this process is not an efficient process. This is a very, very inefficient process. So is there any better way we can do that? But I think you get the idea on how we go about this process, right? This is rather not very inefficient, but the time complexity for this particular process is O log of n, right? Which is not very efficient in the sense, because we can find a solution that could solve this particular problem in O n log of k time complexity, right? So we need to focus on a solution that's more efficient. So you see how we're building up in this particular problem. In this particular way, we understood exactly how we need to solve this problem, right? And next we'll move towards the efficient solution on how we go about doing that. So given that, let's move on to the next particular process. Let me actually remove all of this here. So because I can explain this process on our list here. So given that we have these nodes over with us again, so give me a second. Give me a second. It's keyboard is getting a little bit weird. So given that we have this situation again, the best way to solve this problem is using something we call the merge sort algorithm. What does the merge sort algorithm do? It doesn't wait for the merging process to occur unless one is complete. It does simultaneous merging processes. Both of these will be merged simultaneously, and then the end product of both of this, let me actually write that down so we don't have lack of clarity here. So given that we have 1 and 2 here and 3 and 4 here, after the two simultaneous merging processes, these two are merged further with each other together, and this gives us a very, very efficient solution to this problem, where we can basically solve this problem very, very effectively. So let me write the output down here. Again, this is more so as a visual confirmation, but I think at this point you understand exactly what I mean by when I refer to the merge sort algorithm and how it works basically. So it does the simultaneous merging process between these two and solve this problem. The efficiency of this algorithm can be imagined quite quite effectively, considering this algorithm's time complexity is O n log of k, which is more efficient than the previous time complexity, right? Similarly, the space complexity for this is very efficient as well, which is O of 1 basically. So we don't add any usage of space more than what is already being used in the current algorithm basically, the given input basically. So given that, let's focus on the part where we can actually get this pushed ahead, right? So let's move here. Before that, we need to understand three things. There are three things that are needed to solve this particular problem. One is recursion. That is the first thing we need, first step for this problem that we need to understand. How does recursion work? Basically, recursion has 3 steps within that, right? I'll explain that given a moment. So in recursion, we have 3 steps basically. So let me use an arrow that's more easy. So the first step in recursion is the base case, which helps us exit our recursive call. So you need to understand what the base case would be. Number 2 is basically calling itself. Recursive functions call themselves. That's why they're called recursion. So number 2, in recursion, you need to call the function, call the self function, call func basically. And number 3 is basically actually the process of the function or the logic that function needs to execute, right? Those are the 3 cases for a recursive call, right? So now we need to write basically the logic that the function needs to solve. So given these 3 things, you need to remember that's how recursion works. And that is how recursion is going to work in this particular logic as well. Given that we understand what recursion is, number 2 in this particular case is something we need to understand is a helper function. We need to develop a helper function that merges 2 sorted links together, 2 sorted lists together, because that is separate from the recursive function that we need to take out, right? So that is number 2, basically. That's what we need to do, number 2. Give me a second. Let me see where yeah. So let me just clarify exactly if there are 2 things that we need to do in this function or 3. So we have recursion that we need to do, and then we need to basically have the helper function helping in that recursion, right? So given that we have those 2 things that we need to sort out, let's see, then we need to do recursive function, and then so that is basically all we need to do. It's recursion, and number 2, we need to create a helper function for merging of the lists. So these are the 2 particular aspects to solve this particular function that we need to do, right? So let me write this down, helper function. I'm just gonna write helper func, not the entirety of function. So helper function is number 2 that we need to do. So given these values that we have here, how do we solve this particular problem? Let's go to our coding environment and actually code this solution out basically. So first, basically, as we mentioned earlier, we need to write the helper function basically, which basically merges the 2 sorted lists and linked lists that we sorted through the recursive function. So let's write that down. So we have L1 here. I'm just sorting out the algorithms for this helper function. To a degree, I think let's just quickly copy this down, because the main thing was the concepts. We don't need to bog ourselves down by wasting time on writing these functions again. So I've already coded these functions out before, so let's just copy paste these functions and explain exactly what these functions are doing instead of wasting our time on rewriting them. So we have a merge helper function here. Basically what it's doing is it's taking 2 optional arguments of list nodes, right, which are linked lists and their nodes, and it's basically producing an optional single merged list out of those 2 lists. So that's all it's doing, and you can easily understand that through the arguments. L1 argument is defined as an optional list node, which is a linked list. L2 is also an optional list node, which is also a linked list, and the output, this arrow shows what the output of this function is, which is also a linked list. So we create a dummy node first, basically, which is a dummy node that we talked about in our previous video as well, which is basically used to handle edge cases and point our pointer towards. Basically, then we have our current pointer to the dummy node. Then we have a while loop on line 14, as you can see, where we have L1 and L2 as long as we have values in both L1 and L2, and it's not both the pointers of L1 and L2 are not pointing to null, we run this loop over and over again. So then we have an if statement where we compare if the current value of list 1 is less than the current value of list 2. If that is the case, then the current .next value is changed to L1, and the L1 value is changed to next value on L1 list. Similarly, if that is not the case, we do the same thing with the list 2. So, and then at the end of these if-else statements, we push the current pointer to the next element of wherever it is. Given that we have done this process and all of one of the pointers point to null, then we merge the elements of the unexhausted list to the exhausted list, and that is how we're done basically. So what you need to understand, this is the process where we're comparing the different values in the list given to us, making sure that if 1 is there, the next value is basically 2. Even if list 1 has a value of 3, we go to the second list to find a value of 2 first before coming back to the value of 3, as we discussed earlier in our explanation of what we need to do in this problem. So given that, that is the entire process that we're doing here. And after that's done, we return dummy.next, which is our merged list, back to the function call. And after the function call is returned to us, then we need to write the recursive call function. And again, I don't want to waste time going over writing this function, so I've already coded it before, so we can just quickly review exactly what we're doing. So then in the recursive call function, it's the merge helper function. You'll notice in the arguments again, to understand exactly what's going on here, we take a list as an argument, we take a start value as an argument, and we take an end value as an argument. The output of these two argument functions are basically an optional list basically, right? Well, again, a linked list basically. So we have input linked list with the integer start value and integer end value with the output, which is also linked list. So the start and end values basically are our pointers. So if the start and end value is the same, then we return the exact list as is, which means that the list is probably already sorted and is merged. But if the start value is greater than end, then which means that's an edge case we want to sort out. We return none. So after that, basically, then we need to deal with the process basically. So after that, we run our logic. We find the mid value of the start and end values and pointer to that particular portion, the left pointer and the right pointer, and then we return the merged value of these two lists. Then we have the base case when the lists are empty. So if basically to make sure that if the lists are empty, then we exit our recursive call, because ultimately when we call recursive calls over and over again, we'll reach a point where we need to end our recursive call and move forward. Then we return the value using the merge helper function, and after that we push forward, and that should solve our problem. Let's run our code. The code, all three cases here have been passed through this code and through this logic, and if we submit this problem, it should also get cleared. And with that, we have solved our merge sorted linked list blind 75 problem. If you have any questions, queries, please let us know in the comments, and if you got any value from this video, please let us like and subscribe our video. With that, we're going to wrap up, and we'll see you in our next video. Thank you.